Shoot your first question, and I got the answer for you. My name is Albert Rumpang Kedit. I was born in Singapore, 7 January 1936. My dad is an Iban. He came here. He became a technician for the meteorological department. So I was born in Lorong 14, Geylang Road. My baptism was done in St. Andrew's Cathedral. I was baptized by Graham White. In 1941, I was about 6 years old only. My dad brought me to register at St. Andrew's School at Stanford Road. That's the old school. But by 1942, the war broke out. So there was no school at all. And I ended up to go to Japanese school for 2 years, learning katakana. And of course, singing the Kimigayo. And when Japanese surrendered, we moved to Katong area. And the closest school was Telok Kurau English School. So my dad sent me there for my primary education. So after I finished primary 5, I was selected to go to RI. But my dad said, no, I wanted to go to St. Andrews. So he sent me to St. Andrews School. So I started my secondary education in St. Andrews School. I remember very well that I want to be a sportsman. I was a footballer and a runner too. I ended up to be a rugby player. That was through Mr. Fab Chu Beng. So he came to my class and he asked us all to stand up. He looked at me. I see you're a runner, good. And you're also an Iban, a headhunter. You must be tough. It hit my chest, I almost fell because Mr. Fab Chu Beng is about 6'6", you know. He's a big man. Without any choice, we played interclass. Then he was selected into the second team. The first game we played was against RI in our school field. And we all, you know, very proud to wear the school jersey. And I've been a wing three-quarter because I was a sprinter. And true enough, I was the star of that day. I scored 4 tries, unbelievable, but I did it. And that was the birth of my rugby career. And by 1953, I was in the first team already, among all the great players like Donald Longpute, Leslie Yu, Ronald Tan, Fong Yang So, all the big names, you know, in rugby. They later on played for Singapore Blues. Then when we were in Form 4, there was the election for prefects. 15 will be elected by the boys. So as usual, the popular boys, the sportsman boys, they were elected. And the remaining 5 boys were nominated by teachers. So that's how I became a junior prefect. And by the time 54, I was a senior prefect already. And I never forget, in the school hall there, during Francis Thomas' time, I used to be the commander for the school because of my Boys Brigade background. All I have to do is school, attention, and walk in Francis Thomas. Then school stand at this and we sang our school song. And then I was elected in 1954 as house captain of Van House. Now as leaders, we must lead by example. So we had few games, athletic, football, table tennis, badminton, swimming, cross country, name it. And we are also in that, you know, and as a leaders of Van House, I took up boxing for the sake that I want to be a boxer too. But unfortunately, my first round in the final, I was knocked out in the first round. And the guy who beat me up was Liao Yong Chai. He was in my relay team. And that year, we won almost everything that we need. And we won the Swindle Shield. The Swindle Shield is a shield that represented all the points that we collected. And I was very proud that my house, Van House, won the Swindle Shield. In 1949, I saw the Boys Brigade. They are in blue uniforms. I was attracted by the uniform. In 1951, we have the display every year. And our honorary captain was Mr. Chong Hock Hai. And I was surprised that I was nominated as the best private. That year, I tried to qualify as many badges as I can. And 1954, they were trying to select boys to go to England to attend the Founders Centenary camp. Fortunately, I was selected. And I'm very proud to say that out of 17 boys that went to England, 7 came from St. Andrew's School. It took us about 1 month to go through the Suez Canal. But then our president, Mr. Fraser, wanted us to attend the camp in Aberdeen because he's Aberdonian. So we said not possible to go to Aberdeen because we'll be late by at least 1 week. Eventually the Singapore battalion said, yes, we fly you boys. So when we arrived at Amsterdam, next morning we all flew from Amsterdam to London, Heathrow Airport. That was the first time 12 of us ever sat in an aeroplane. And we were the first contingent to arrive for overseas. What a big show. We had a grand welcome, at Heathrow Airport. We took a train off to Aberdeen. And we arrived there early in the morning. As usual, I've been a very rare species. An Iban, a sea diet those days. A reporter came to see me the next day and interviewed me, and a big headline. At this interview, the two Orang Putih asked me the question. My uncle was selected also. He's from the Continental School. He said, both of you are Sea Dayak. There is no Boys Brigade in Borneo. If you should ever return to Sarawak, will you start the Boys Brigade movement? Of course, everybody say yes. And when the time comes, when we went back to Sarawak, we were the founders of the Boys Brigade East Malaysia. Today, there are more than 60 companies in East Malaysia. And we are proud to know that the two young Iban started the Boys Brigade movement in Sarawak. I was quite excited about coming here. After going to the school, I just imagined that, I was still in school when I went back to school. And when I look at the tuck shop there, we go down, because as prefect, we go down earlier, because we're supposed to do duty, but we makan first. Brought a kind of real nostalgic feeling, that, this is a school that I've been there for 6 years. I said, I want to cry, but I can't cry, but I enjoy it. I tell you, I really enjoyed to see the quadrangle, where the primary school boy, they are rushing, yelling, and we are the other side clapping our hands. They were carrying their bags. Those scenes is still in my mind, And I feel proud about it, and I feel proud to see that Francis Thomas walk in and go up to the stage and make announcement for the day, and good announcement as well as bad announcement, telling us that we win rugby or we lost rugby. When we win, everybody clap, but when we lose, everybody quiet. That is typical of the Saints. First thing I came into the hall, I was looking for people that I can recognize. And there's a guy who sits next to me. His name is Uday Prati. I know your name, you do not know my name, I said. Now this is my name. They look at me hard. I know that name. So remember, I used to call you, Kling, apa macam Kling. And I said, Tilaka, you Dayak. He called me that. So we had a good laugh, just imagine that. So we had a nice chat, and the son was quite amused that we suddenly recognized one another, the name only. So that is a kind of memories that we still cherish, So I stood up and, wearing my blazer, very proud of my school badge, Those days, the badge are different. We are all silver thread one. I feel proud that I've been a student of this school. And especially when we sang the song Up and On. Oh, that was great. I lift up my hand, up boys, throw slam, that I do that. Because this is something that we learn in school, it's indoctrinated into us. Till this very day, I still can sing the song Up and On. Yeah, I felt that, a feeling that I'm back in school again. Although I know I'm in a faraway country now. I come here, I get the feeling, the feeling that I'm back among my big family. Once a saint, always a saint, no matter where we go. And I'm always proud of it. No matter wherever I go, I always remember that. Up and on!